Greetings everyone and welcome back to Expedition Vikings, where in the last episode we have scouted out pretty much all of Ribe. There's this little part here that we can have a look into as well. But we've had two combats and we have inherited a boat. Just so happens it was the boat that Gunnar and his men used to attack our settlement. So yeah, all things come together in mysterious ways, really. But now in this episode, the very first thing we're going to do is we are going to head up and speak to the people in the temple. We need to find a cure, or at the very least something that will help Nephew's sister. And I do believe we should have come through all of these and grabbed everything. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, these are all thievery, if we take it. And we're no thieves. We claim what is ours from those who have wronged us, yes, but we don't just go around stealing of people. That's just wrong and scallywaggery. If you lose track of your characters during gameplay, you can press F to center the camera on them. That is actually quite useful, and I have used it once or twice already. Okay, so now then, who's with us? Kettle is there. Nephew. Is anyone else with us? Doesn't seem it. Let my fields be bountiful this season. My family cannot survive. And something I imagine they've had some difficult crops. What do you have to? Grant me the courage to tell him how I feel. Oh, that's actually quite sweet. Right, what is this? Someone has carefully placed a fine old sword against Odin's shrine, no doubt hoping to win the favor of the god of wisdom, sorcery, and death. Right. Well, Svana asks Dottir rather. Right, well, let's have a quick chat then. The Gidya is young, not much older than you. Her blonde hair is elaborately braided, and her brightly coloured dress embroidered with complex religious patterns. She greets you with a polite but distant smile, in a strangely breathy voice. Welcome. My name is Svana. I'm a Gidya here at the temple. Is this your first time visiting? Let's see. I think I may have come here with my father long ago. Again, we've decided that my character in previous episodes, just from the interactions that he's had with his hirt, is a bit of a superstitious character. And so I imagine that he would have been brought here. I like playing role-playing games and learning about my character as I play and getting more and more into their skin. So yeah, I think being a superstitious character that I would have been here once or twice. Then we're honoured to host you again. Have you come to petition the gods? Let's see. Let's speak first of Nephew's sister. But first, maybe I should make an offering to the gods. Yes, I'd like to make an offering to the gods. She opens her arms in a gesture that encompasses the two shrines at the sides of the room. We have shrines to Odin, Thor, and Freya here. But I'm happy to accept offerings for any Aesir or Vanir you wish to appease. Your offering will be stored in the temple until the spring blot, where it will be added to the sacrifice. Of course, it's best if you can attend the blot yourself. I need 50 rations. I can't afford to make an offering right now. I must think on this. Drat! Okay, well, we'll see what we can do about that. Okay, I need medicine for a sick friend. She nods politely, looking through you as if her mind is somewhere else. We are always happy to help. Please, describe the illness. She has a deep, awful cough and a fever. She's been bedridden for many weeks. Can you help her? The Gidya maintains her vacant stare. Yes, I hope. But I need mouldy bark from the troll tree. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Where does this tree stand? In the marsh to the southeast. Look for the patches of yellow-green mould on its trunk. If you bring me that bark, I will use it to make a cure for you. Okay. Do you recognize the patterns on this medallion? She runs her fingers over the engraved patterns. No, they are neither of the Aesir or Vanir, nor of our faith at all. It could be a foreign faith. You must find someone who has had cause to leave our lands. Try the docks? Oh, okay, fair enough. And will you share a story about the gods? A twinkle in her eyes belies her vacant demeanour. Of course. Shall I recount the ballad of Hymir, where mighty Thor pulls up the Midgard serpent? Yes, sounds perfect. Svanna slips seamlessly into the way of old words, her voice taking on a rhythmic quality of a skald as she begins to recount the old ballad. Long ago, the gods were eating their prey. In the mood for a drink before they were full, they shook the sticks and looked at the lots. They learned that the Aegir's was a fine crop of cauldrons. At Aegir's, rather. Aegir the cliff dweller sat there, cheerful as a child. Thor, the son of Dread, defiant, stared him in the eye. Often you'll have to prepare drinking feasts for the Aesir. The word surly warrior gave trouble to the giant. He thought how next he might be revenged on the gods. Aegir asked Sif's husband to bring him a cauldron with which I can brew ale for you all. The far-famed gods and the great powers couldn't get one anyway, till, because of close ties, Loki was able to offer much welcome advice to Thor alone. East of Elivgar dwells hugely wise Hymir at heaven's edge. My fierce father owns a pot, a capricious cauldron, a league deep. Now I do apologise for mispronounced names. I'm at least going to make an attempt, rather than just backing out of it. So I hope that counts for something. Do you know if we can get the brew kettle? If friend, we too do it with cunning. If friend, we too do it with cunning. Okay, yeah, I'm going to keep listening. This is interesting. They travelled far away that day from Asgard until they reached Egil's. He took care of goats with splendid horns, while they turned towards Hymir's hall. Loki met his granny, who seemed hateful of him. She had 900 heads. Wow. Another all-golden girl stepped ahead, browed to bring her son beer. Offspring of giants, I'd like to hide you brave pair under the pots. My lovely husband, many a time, has been mean and bad-tempered to guests. The man malice-shapen came back late, hard-hearted Hymir, home from the hunt. When he walked in the hall, the icicles tinkled. The old guy's beard was frozen. Wow. I am stumbling over my words a little bit here, but honestly, just the sentence structure is a little bit jarring. Welcome, Hymir, in fine fettle. Now your son has come to your halls, one we've both missed on his long travels. Hrod's adversary has come along with him, a fighter's friend. Thor is his name. See where they sit beneath the hall gable, protecting themselves with the pillar in front? The pillar split at the giant's gaze, and the pillar beam broke in two. 8 pots split, but one of them, fire-hardened, fell down whole from the post. They walked ahead, but the ancient giant followed his enemy with his eyes. His heart sank when he saw the griever of giantesses walk across the floor. Then 3 bulls were taken up. The giant had them quickly boiled. Each one was made shorter by a head before being born to be cooked. Sif's husband ate before going to bed. 2 of Hymir's oxen, all on his own. To Hymir it seemed that Thor had his fill. Tomorrow's evening we'll have to go hunt for food to feed us 3. Thor said he wanted to row out to sea, if the brave giant would give him bait. Turn to the herds, if you trust your gut, breaker of giants, to find some bait. I expect it will prove easy for you to find some sea bait from the oxen. The lad swiftly slipped off to the woods, where a jet-black ox stood ahead. There the ogre exterminator broke from the bull the lofty high pasture of both horns. I'm not going to stop listening. This is awesome, if a little bit jarring to read aloud. The Lord of Goats told the offspring of apes to put the ship further out to sea, but the giant said that on his own reckoning he felt little urge to row further. Famed Hymir then soon caught, full of wrath, alone 2 whales on a hook, but, back in the stern, Odin's kin Thor cunningly laid out his line. He baited his hook, protector of men, the serpent's soul slayer, with the ox's head. There gaped at the hook the one the gods hate, from below the girdle of all lands. Deep, brave Thor mightily dragged the venom-stained serpent up to the gunwale. He struck from above with his hammer the horrible head of the wolf's close-knit brother. The rock monsters groaned, the stone fields thundered, the ancient earth all moved together. Then that fish sank back into the sea. The giant was unhappy when they rowed back. Ymir didn't say a word at his oar. He steered a quite different course. Would you share out the work with me, by either bringing the whale home to the house or tethering up our ship? Thor went and gripped the prow. He lifted up the sea steed. The sea steed? What a wonderful way to describe a boat. Bilge and all, along with the oars and bilge baler. He carried to the house the giant's whales and the boat across the wood ridge. Oh, actually, no, he picked up the, no, is he talking about, I can't work out what he's talking about. Is it the boat, or is it the whales, or is it both? Maybe both, actually. It is Thor we're talking about. Very well. Yet still the giant, when it came to strength of arm, obstinately quarrelled with Thor. He said no one was strong, although he could row robustly, unless he could smash his cup. But Thor, when it came to his hand, caused soon a stone column to shatter with the cup. From his seat he struck it at the pillar, but they bore it back to Ymir in one piece. Until the lovely sweetheart told him some useful advice that she knew. Hit it on Ymir's head when he's heavy with food. It's harder than any cup. Okay. The hardy lord of goats arose from his seat, summoned all his Asa strength, and the old man's head stayed whole above, but the round wine vessel was ruptured. Many a treasure has passed from me when I see the cup smashed out of sight. The old man spoke some more. I'll never say again, beer, now you're brewed. It's up to you. If you can take the ale kettle out of our home. Loki tried twice to stir it. The cauldron stayed, both times quite still. Thor grabbed it by the rim, and his feet sank down into the floor of the hall. Sif's husband heaved the cauldron up on his head, and its rings jingled around his heels. No, we're going to keep listening. They journeyed long when Odin's son took a single look behind him. He saw from the rocks from the east where Ymir, a mighty many-headed troop, approach. He heaved the cauldron down from his shoulders, brandished murder-loving Mjolnir, and killed all the vast giants. Murder-loving Mjolnir. I love the embellishments in this. The strength mighty one came to the gods' assembly, bringing the cauldron that Ymir had owned, and the sacred ones shall drink well ale feast at Aegir's at flax-cutting time. Over the course of the retelling, Svanna seemed to change into a different person. Her thoughts gathered back inside her head, and her voice became forceful and lively with the rhythms of the way of the old words. Now, as her gaze drifts across her audience, the mild smile returns to her face, and she seems to sink a little. The tale is over. Did you like it? I'm going to say it was very good, thank you. As much as I want to hear more, I am aware this is a Let's Play, and I'm fairly certain that most of you didn't come here to hear a poorly read audiobook by Aavak. It was too long and hard to follow. No, it was very good, thank you. I'm always happy to tell the stories of the gods as they were told to me many times. Is there anything else you need? No, I may return soon. Thank you very, very much. Oh, my lord. Right, it's time for us to leave, though. Okay, right, well, that was actually a pretty awesome little time in there. Let's have a look on the map. We are currently being directed out. But before we do, I would actually like to weave a way between these buildings, if we can, and do a little bit of examining. Does that big guy have a dead goat strapped to his face? How dare you? Wow, I think it might be a beard. How rude! My lord, don't just start insulting the guy's beard. Oh, goodness. Alright, there are some barrels around here, though. Yeah, we could grab this one. We could grab these, perhaps, as well. Yeah, we actually missed a couple of things. Alright, well, let's grab them. We may also find that we've got some things we can build back at our settlement. We've actually got quite a lot of stuff so far. It's a shame that we don't have enough rations, though. That much I'm sad about. Alright, so we've got some tar in it. on that note, let's actually have a look then. Can't do anything with the Longhouse yet, but we can do something with the thing. We can set up a folk moot, +2 power and +50 valuables weekly, a place for your people to publicly settle disputes in Hongang or Envig. Secures a steady income through taxes, or market rank 1. We'd increase prosperity and a new trader would show up, and down here, +4 prosperity and a new trader, +6 prosperity and new traders. Whereas if we keep going down here, we'll get a lot of valuables. I think we're going to go for the folk moot. But let's have a quick look at everything else we've got. Sacrificial bog, lots of prosperity, lots of rations, or lots of prosperity and lots of herbs. The blacksmith, armor smithing, or craftsmithing. You basically get salvage or armor. Or we could get, a palisade would give us a lot of power in just one great big wallop. Banners would give us some prosperity. Now I think we're going to go with the palisade. Yes, let's get that going. It's going to take 4 days, but I'm not going to use any of our slaves on that. I think we're just going to get that built, actually. Right, let's see who's about and whom we can talk to. Right, have we got many people we can chat with? Either the Loud. You seem like someone who might know a thing or two. Raiders from the north have struck Skien. The cowardly night raid was defeated by the brave... Oh, I like you. Yes, I approve. Let's have a chat. Ribe's town crier is an energetic young woman with a fiery red hair. Her sharp features are dotted with freckles, and her smile spells mischief. Her trained voice carries easily across the din of the market. The Skald looks at you expectantly as you approach her. Gordon Morgan, Honourable Thang. What news lately? Where might one find a crew for a warship? What news lately? Only what I've been shouting for hours. Frankish Massacre in Saxony. Merchant looking to hire warriors. Skien raided by Northmen. Did I miss anything? Skien was raided, you say? When did this happen? Let's see. Tell me about the massacre. It's grim news. The Christians appear dead, set on converting all pagans to the worship of their own god, or else killing them. Thousands who resist the missionaries are dying on the tips of Frankish spears. King Sigurdur has sworn that he will stop the Christian expansion, and has promised to aid all Saxon refugees. Rumours abound that the king may assemble a Ledanger army and sail south to discourage any Frankish incursions into Jutland. Okay, let's talk about Skien. So said reports from travellers along the road north. Northmen struck at night, but they say the beacons weren't lit. The people of Skien fought back, defeated the raiders, and captured their leader. The surviving Northmen escaped on their ship. Well, we could confirm it. We're not going to say it was much worse. I will say I was there, and what you heard is accurate. Good thing you escaped with your life, then. If you're going back to Skien, send my regards to the villagers. I will do so. Right. People went missing in the marsh. She claps her hands to her mouth, eyes wide. Oh yes, I'm glad you were listening. Travellers in the marsh have been disappearing. Rumours of giants and lantern men are beginning to spread. Jarl Ranghilder has offered a reward to anyone brave enough to investigate. Alright. Someone's looking to hire warriors? She gestures towards the opposite side of the market. Aye, Yadar, that is a difficult to pronounce name, but Jarnskegason, I'm going to say, stands over there for the 3rd day in a row, asking any and all armed passers-by for their assistance. If you're open to such work, I'm sure he would love to tell you all about it. And finally, where might one find crew for a warship? She points off to the northwest, towards the harbour. Over yonder is a longhouse used by Jarl Ranghilder's Hird. Now, someone did say that it's not bird. It's not like an I as in bird. So I'm trying to work my tongue around that. Sellswords looking for hire often train there with her warriors. Okay, just taking in the sights. The Skald spreads her arms and spins around once around herself. Her cheer is almost too intense. Ribe is the beating heart of the West Coast. Remember to enjoy yourselves while you're here. Thank you. That's okay then. The Broad Soul. Ragnar. Let's have a quick chat. A strong man stands at the front of a small group of thralls, scanning the market crowds for customers. His eyes settle on you, and he smiles. Ah, hail Oxal, my good man. You have the bearing of a highborn. Are you in need of thralls for your homestead, perchance? Where do you get your goods? My current stock was captured after a battle between two mighty clans in Sphereland, far to the north. Their clan was strong, but just not strong enough in the end. So it goes. So it goes, I suppose. You peddle thralls? As I said, are you looking to buy? Perhaps some other time. As much as I want more thralls, I'm not keen on buying them. I want to take prisoners in combat, damn it. Rest houses in all of Jutland. Helig, high quality, low prices. That's what they all say. Come take a look, don't be shy. That's also what they all say. Okay. Trana. A well-dressed woman in her mid-40s stands between two stalls. A pair of young men are loading sacks and baskets from one of the stalls onto a cart. The trader greets you with a polite smile. Step right up, my good man. If you're looking for food or medicine, you've come to the right place. Let's see. That's actually a good point. I've got a warship. I wonder. Where do you get your goods? My sons and I collect goods from several small villages to the south. The profits are shared amongst the farmers. That's very fair. What do you sell? Everything you see here is for sale. We're well stocked with fresh herbs and preserved foods. I'd like to see your selection. See what this is what I've got. This is what you've got. Medicine, rations, meat, herb. You've actually got a lot. 24 valuables per medicine. 12 valuables per one ration. 6 for meat, 12 for herbs. They're all fair prices. This is where you'll trade resources. To start, simply select the resource you want to sell and the resource you want to buy and drag the slider to set the amount. The demand for a resource is based on the supply of the vendor. You get better prices when selling resources that are in demand. Prices are also determined by the trader, where some might be more expensive or favorable. This is further influenced by your reputation with the trader's faction. Fair enough. For example, 1 medicine for 1 herb. That's a terrible price. 1 medicine for 1 ration. What about meat? 4 meat for 1 medicine? No, I don't want to trade any. Not impressed with my selection? Do come again if you change your mind. I may do. But I have a warship. She crosses her arms and looks pensively off into the middle distance. Too bad it's a warship. Could use a freighter to help us carry our goods up the river. Could still work, of course. Clear out some benches, maybe. How much are you looking to get for it? About 200 autumn of silver. I'll give you 120. I'm not sure yet if I want to sell it for valuables or wood. No deal. Suit yourself. My offer stands if you change your mind. How much wood have we got? No, we've only got a little bit of wood, but we've got loads of valuables, so maybe it would be better if I find someone who would scrap it for me. Because I noticed a lot, unfortunately, a great deal of anything that wanted to be upgraded seemed to want wood. A young boy stands before a store packed with crates and baskets full of bent and broken metal. Pelts rolled up and haphazardly stacked, and coils of hemp rope and horsehair string. The other pieces of unidentifiable junk. He beams when you come near and casts a glance at his father in the back of the tent, who motions encouragingly in your direction. Highly esteemed warrior, welcome to our humble tent. My name is Gnupli. Gnupli. How may I serve you today? Oh, so cute. Oh, actually, yeah. It looks like that is like straight up wood. You sell hides and salvage? That's right. What you see before you is Ribe's most impressive selection of, oh my god, materials for smithing, tailoring, or even, The boy's father chuckles quietly from the back. Carpentry. Or even carpentry. Do you like to build things? Not myself, but I count skilled craftsmen among my friends. Jod's father sneaks up behind him. I'm sure the Thing of Skjern has much to worry about, son. Responsibility like that doesn't leave much time for crafts. The boy's eyes grow wide. You're a Thing? That's right. I'm not going to deny it. Wouldn't be particularly Thangly to say, no, that's not me. If you're looking for high-quality supplies, you'll find none better than what we offer. Let's see what you have. Okay, so lots of salvage, lots of hide. It's not terrible. We've got a lot of valuables, though. I could buy wood. 12 valuables for 1 wood. Not right now. Alright, maybe another, some other time. Will you be able to chop up an old ship for us? The kid blinks a couple of times, then he turns around to look at his father. Well, sure, I suppose. We haven't done that kind of thing before, but it should be a straightforward job. What kind of pay do you have in mind? You get 100 wood. You keep half the wood. Ship the rest to Skjern. Pay 500 valuables to get 200 wood. I'll pay you 50 ortung of silver for the job. I mean, that's not a terrible price, considering the price to buy the wood. We could just straight up get 100 wood for nothing, or spend half of our valuables on getting 200. I mean, that's a pretty solid price, considering it was 12 per. I'll have to think about it. Let me just quickly pop back and see what you have. Again, valuables for wood, 12 valuables per 1 wood. So no. Yeah, okay, we're going to 500 valuables for 200 wood. I mean, I could sell effectively 200 wood for 180 valuables at the other store. No, I think this is a decent one. Sure. He rubs his chin. Seems like fair pay. You've got yourself a deal. After shaking on it, he turns to his son. Run and get your brother, son. Tell him to bring his axe and some friends. Marvellous. Marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. I approve. That would actually be a quest. Really? Best served cold. Best served cold. Optional ask around the market to see if anybody will buy the trading ship. No, we found someone around the market who will scrap the raider ship for us. Fantastic. I approve. That should mean that we've got a wallop of wood that we can use. Yeah, we've got 234 now. That's actually really, really good. Okay. Well, I haven't spoken to you yet. No one else. I had an option of talking about the amulet. A man before you has the bearing of a warrior, though age and comfort seem to have softened his edges. That's a very diplomatic way of saying that. His hair and beard are greying, and the fine clothes he has squeezed into suit him poorly. Ingmar, yes, you must be the son of Bjorn. It's the nose that gives it away. That's an amusing remark coming from you. The crows around here should be grateful to your face for such a fine place to perch. Wow, Kettle, that is barbed. For a moment, the man's smile turns rigid, but then he composes himself. His eyes never leave you. Being a friend of my father, I feel that my nose lends a certain distinction to my face. I'm going to ask him, were you a friend of my father? Ingmar. I am Ingmar Gerrigsson. I knew Bjorn. He was a fierce warrior, a friend, and he could hold his mead. I'm still here, but he fights and drinks with the Einjar. In here, that is a difficult one. I'm sure that so many of my viewers are just laughing giddily at my efforts to pronounce words in their language. But Einherjar now. A smile tugs at his bearded face. Do me the honour of raising a horn of mead to his memory. My home is south of the marketplace. Tonight we drink and feast. As new friends, I insist. No. A friend of my father is a friend of mine. We'll gladly visit and drink to his memory. There we go. Actually, I like that. Alright then. So, we've more or less seen everyone in the market that was worth seeing. Have a look. One last drink. Okay. We've got this down the... We've got to track someone down... in the marsh. I believe this one was also sending us to the marsh. Assassins ask around about the necklace. Preparation Tomb Raider. We've got a couple of other things we can do here. So sure. Jada, let's have a talk with you then. A portly man with receding hair, dressed in several layers of fine furs, waves at you as you pass through the market. Honourable warrior, a moment of your time, please. Hail Oxile. I'm sorry to impose upon you like this, but I see you travel with a retinue that marks you as a man of high standing. My name is Yadar. I'm a merchant trading in ironworks from the east. I recently bought a house near the docks and moved here hoping to establish trade routes to Frisia, perhaps even beyond. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. To my tremendous misfortune, having already purchased the house before coming here, I arrived to find it occupied by rats. They're a fierce bunch, and I cannot take up residence in my home before they've been routed. I've had to pay dearly to lodge with a business acquaintance for the past 2 weeks, while I've attempted to resolve this situation. I've been met with a dismaying lack of support from the Jarl's men. You'd think the Jarl would be interested to get rid of such vermin and restore order to her domain, but no. Look, really, you're giving me a rat-killing quest. Oh my lord, you can't even escape them when it's like historical fiction. Very well. I don't see why I shouldn't aid you. A few rodents wouldn't pose a problem, or I'm not a rat catcher. Deal with the rodents yourself. What sort of compensation can I expect? As mentioned, I trade in fine ironworks. Your assistance in this matter will be worth, perhaps, iron materials with 100 orting of silver? Let's see. No, I don't. Diplomacy 1. You need to double that. For your goods, you're hiring the service of a Theng of Skjern, son of the renowned warrior Bjorn, and my most trusted Skarls. The mercenary's eyes grow wide, and he licks his lips several times, searching for the right words. Right, yes! I saw at once that you were a great warrior. I didn't realize the magnitude of your prowess. 200 ortung of silver worth of treated iron materials, then. Very well, I don't see why I shouldn't aid you. A few rodents won't pose a problem. He sighs, the sighs of relief bellows from his lips as a plume of steam in the frosty air. Thank you, magnanimous warrior. I implore you to return here when my house is cleared of the rats, and it's safer for me to move in. I'll be waiting with bated breath. What kind of rats did you have in your house? My lord, someone needs to give you a sound telling off for leaving what I can only imagine is like a small feast of grain there. Because if it's enough rats that you can't possibly live in, you're needing to hire professional mercenaries to kill. I suspect a large part of this is just the game's like, rat quest. Where have I got to go for it? I don't know. Jarl's Longhouse, a smith, Ingmar's home, Pascal's Longhouse. Okay, we've got a couple of places we can go to. I'd like to take care of quests here while I can, though. Can I make one last drink? Hell hath no fury. Yeah, let's make this one active. And tracking. I don't suppose it's going to be that easy. We've been to the temple. We could always go over and talk at the Longhouse. Though I was hoping a merchant would know, simply because we were told that we should look for someone... Ooh, wait. Ah! Someone at the dock, someone who's gone further out, of course. Let's have a good talk with you. Rickelfer. A sorry-looking man sits on the boardwalk, a small selection of equipment spread out on a wool blanket in front of him. He looks up at you with dark-rimmed eyes. Hail, honourable thing. Are you in need of weapons or armour, perchance? Why are you selling your equipment? I am no warrior. These things belong to my beautiful wife, Vigundr. He sinks, struggling to get his next words unstuck from his throat. She fell in Frisia, defending a group of traders. Without her, there is nothing left for me here. I'm going back east to my ancestral village, and I need to buy a place on a ship. Tell me about your wife. The widower exhales deeply. She was the most beautiful woman in the world. Her hair was gold, and it flowed around her shoulders like a waterfall. When she smiled, everything else seemed colourless by comparison. When she laughed, there was no other sound in the world. When she chose the life of a shield maiden before we met, I wanted nothing more than to settle down with her, but she was too full of life for such a modest existence. I will never love another woman. I will never be able to. Out of the corner of your eye, you actually catch Nefia wiping her eyes with a sleeve. How much do you need for the journey? He casts his eyes down to the damp boardwalk. It seems the going rate is 50 ortung of silver. Less if I could work for my upkeep, but I know nothing of ships. If I can sell all of Vigunder's equipment, that should cover it, with silver to spare in the end. Your words honoured your dead wife enough. I will pay your journey. His cheeks turn red, and once again he casts his eyes down. I can't possibly accept that. I could never repay you for such a gift. I'll give him 500 valuables. You can tell your friends the thing of Skjern brought you home. Your altruistic followers have gained morale. Your greedy followers have lost morale. Yeah, I suspect Ketil is none too impressed. Tears almost well up in his eyes, but he manages to fight them back. Thank you. Oh, thank you. At last I can afford the journey home. Gets up, rubs his legs briefly, then rolls up the wool cloth and slowly makes his way across the boardwalk towards the nearest ship. I wasn't going to take his dead wife's things off him. We are poor once again. Well, just as well we're getting all of that silver off the trader. My lord. Right, let's go and have a chat. Mardol Skarpendinsen. I'm killing these names, I apologize so much. A pair of dour eyes regard you suspiciously from beneath bushy brows. The old man before you is lanky and slight, and though most of his lank hair is grey or white, streaks of ginger red remain stubbornly visible. What? 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 I know, but I don't know what I'm here for. Fleary showed me the markings. Nardol's face rearranges into a mask of lopsided anger. It seems to take him a moment to quell that fire long enough to spit out the words. They cut new markings, I'm sure of it. I know the pig is one of ours. How can you be sure? He glowers at you. When you raise an animal and watch your sons tend to it every day, you can tell. I'm here to see a man about a pig. His eyes pop slightly as he sizes you up, jaw clenching and unclenching. Those thieving half Dansons are trying to take away what little we have. Again! Maybe I can help. His eyes flicker from your face to the street and back again before he visibly relaxes. Ah, wait. I remember seeing these guys. They were on the verge of fighting. You want to help? Have them come to take something? Let's not rule anything out. No. Just tell me what this is about. You receive a look of disbelief mingled with a touch of relief and perhaps even hope. The half-dancing snakes, all of them, stole our fattest hog. He sighs heavily. They say it has their markings, but the notch at the edge of the right ear was just a small nick. They must have cut it larger. Is there anyone else I should talk to? He scratches his scraggly beard. My boy, Samar and Palni saw the theft. Can you think of anyone else? Scowls, folding his face into a frown. A man named Builder lives nearby. He's got ties to both families. Alright, it seems that we've got something to do then. Oh my lord. So many quests. Everyone has something I need to do. On a note about time though, as I did mention that we've got a certain amount of time before our main quests, before we have to have our boat ready. In fact, we can track that, I believe, if we have a look. Yeah, here's our timeline. We've got to get it ready here, otherwise the game just ends. Very, very early. But time only passes if you camp or if you're traveling between areas. So we can walk around here and it'll never change from time. So it's just as well if we gather all the quests in a certain area we can so that we can minimize the amount of traveling back and forth we do. Right. Stop the feuding between the families. Speak with Samir. Resolve the feud. Speak with Fleary. Speak with Palni. Speak with Builder. And speak with Maradol. Blech. Okay, kill rats. The merchant has asked me to help get rid of rats. Well, that's definitely something I do. And since we've got a couple of people here that we can chat with, that's what we're going to do in the next episode. But this is where we're going to be wrapping this one up. I do hope you enjoyed, though, and will be joining me for the next, where hopefully we will stop being so poor. Oh, man. All of the stuff that we found around here. If I'd realized we were going to be doing something like that, I probably would have just taken the 100, but oh well. But, yeah, we've done a good deed. It's hurt us in our wallet, but hopefully that's not going to be a lingering scar. But I hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you next time. But until then, as always, do take care, everyone.